Diet systems versus lifestyle. I'm Tony. Welcome back to Streetball Strategies.
Try to copy, but they never ever do enough. I can show you how it go down, cause I got enough to go round. How you want it, it's a short down. Calling me the goat now. Let me
So it's the first of the year again, and every first of the year for the first month or two, I like to go through fitness, weight loss topics because at this time of year, that's very popular in American culture. And so for these first few weeks of the year, I kind of deviate away from basketball a little bit, though I do try to work basketball in when I talk about these topics. And I focus more on fitness, losing fat, getting in shape, staying in shape. Most of these fitness topics, health topics can also apply to basketball players as well, because like anybody else, we get out of shape and then have to get back into shape to play the optimal kind of basketball that we want to. You can benefit from these videos as well, regardless of whether or not you play basketball or you know someone who wants or needs to get into better shape. And today we're talking about the systems that people use on a regular basis to lose weight, lose fat, as opposed to having it be a lifestyle change. So let's get into what I think about those diet systems. Now, when most people who are overweight decide that they want to make a change and they want to lose that weight, lose that fat, it's human nature to try to do that in the easiest way possible. That's where diet systems come in. So anything from being ketogenic to being paleo to eating raw foods to South Beach diet to the Atkins diet to, Weight Watchers. Any system that you try to implement into your daily life to affect the way you eat so that you can then lose weight. People try these diet systems essentially because maybe they don't know how to lose weight. They don't know what they're doing. It's, that's very, very common. So you try these systems maybe because you don't know what you're doing, and so it's a place to start, but probably more so than that, it's because it's a system. Thus, it's designed to be simple, so it's simple to understand what you're doing, and then it's easy to sort of put that into your daily routine. So let's go over what usually generally happens when someone tries to do a diet weight loss system. In this example, let's just assume that they choose a system for themselves and then they do that system perfectly. They stick to it perfectly, exactly the way they're supposed to. Whatever system that may be, over a certain amount of time, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever it may be, they will lose a decent amount of weight in that time. And keep in mind, we're only talking about a diet system, so we're not changing anything except for the way a person eats. At some point, regardless of who it is, everybody's going to find a baseline where you're doing the program perfectly. You're eating exactly the way you're supposed to. You've been losing weight, been losing fat, and you continue to do that, but at some point that weight loss slows down and it's going to get to a point where it's pretty much stops. You'll continue eating perfectly the way you're supposed to, but your progress will pretty much flatten out. You can't continue losing, especially at a relatively fast rate, forever. At that point, let's say that person takes the perfect next step, which is to then start to integrate exercise as well as that diet system. More specifically, let's say they start doing cardio, because cardio is way more effective than any other, resistance, weightlifting workout that you could do. Cardio is meant to burn calories and to burn fat. So they add in cardio now. So they continue being perfect on their diet system. Now they've added in doing a cardio routine and they start to lose weight again. But then again, at some point, there's going to be another plateau where you're doing a certain amount of cardio, you're eating on your diet system perfectly, and now you're plateauing again. You're not really losing weight anymore. But at that point, you're probably years into doing this. You're probably a year plus into doing this program. And at that point, you're probably in fairly good shape now. You've changed your diet, you're probably eating healthily, you've started moving by doing cardio, and so in general, you're probably in pretty good shape. But ironically, this is where problems start to creep in, because you would think that once you're at that plateau where you're in pretty good shape, you're great. Everything is great and you'll continue to be great moving forward. That's not usually the case. There's usually a problem that starts around this point, regardless of, if it takes you 6 months or 6 years, the same problem always creeps in. So let's talk about what that problem is and how you can deal with it. That problem I'm alluding to presents itself in one of two ways. One is once you're satisfied, once you've reached whatever goal you set, or you just feel comfortable now with the way your body looks and feels, now you feel like you've accomplished something. You're sort of at the end of that journey. Or the problem could be that you have lost a lot of weight, right? You ate healthily, you changed the way you ate and you lost weight because of it, and then you decided to add in cardio and you lost a little bit more weight, doing your cardio and eating healthily, but now you've reached a plateau and now you're frustrated because you're not where you want to be yet. So whether you feel accomplished and good about where your body is, or whether you feel frustrated that you've plateaued and you're not making any more real progress, the point is, at some point, you're going to decide to stop. You're going to decide that that system has taken you as far as it possibly can. And so you will stop eating as healthily as you did. You're probably going to stop doing cardio as much as you have been. And when you do that, eventually, inevitably, your weight's going to creep back up. Even if you were satisfied where you were in terms of your weight loss and physical condition, and you say to yourself, okay, I like where I am, but I don't really want or need to follow that system that I started. I don't really need to follow that anymore. So from now on, I'll eat healthily and I will continue to do cardio from here on out. You no longer have the structure of that system to hold you accountable any longer. At which point, human nature just takes over. At some point, you're going to start eating a little bit more here and there. You're going to start eating a little less healthily here and there. You're going to start doing less cardio here and there. And you will have and make excuses to justify those behaviors. That's just the way human nature works. Human nature is that we seek comfort. And so that means eating foods that are probably not healthy in quantities that are not healthy, and you moving less because moving more is uncomfortable. So my point with systems is that at some point they end, and when they end, your weight is going to go up again, and probably at some point it's gonna reach a weight at which you were heavier later after the program than you were before you even started it. The reason for that is because you were following someone else's program. Someone else created that. Even if they customized it for you, like you met with a dietitian and they said, okay, these are the foods I want you to eat at this portion size, at this time, over and over again, and you'll be able to lose weight if you eat this way. Even if it's completely customized for you, the point is whoever customized it for you doesn't have to live that way. You're the one who has to live it. And you may enjoy the benefits of that system. You may enjoy the fact that you do lose weight. You do feel better. You do move better because of losing weight. But if you don't actually enjoy the system, if you're only doing it to get the benefits, when that plateau happens and you're not getting the benefits anymore, then you're not going to follow that system anymore, at which point human nature takes over and you gain the weight back. That's why I always make the argument for, instead of following a system that you think may work for you, figure out how to change your lifestyle, because it's your lifestyle over time that led to you eating more food than you needed, eating unhealthy food that you didn't need, and moving less than you should have been. And doing that over time accumulated to you weighing more, having more fat on your frame than you should have or need have. So if your lifestyle led to you being overweight, if you want to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life, then you're gonna have to create a lifestyle around the things that support you doing that. If you're gonna choose a system to start to follow, that's fine, but over time, modify it so that little by little it starts to change and become part of your lifestyle. A major problem, maybe the major problem that people have when you tell them, forget doing the systems, change your lifestyle instead, for most people, that sounds overwhelming. To them, they think, oh, I have to change my whole lifestyle in order to get in shape. That's way too much. I'm not willing to do that. But while yes, you're probably gonna have to change a large part of your lifestyle, I am not saying that you have to change it all at once. That would be crazy. You cannot and should not, look at it like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna start running 5 miles a day when I haven't run 50 feet in 16 years. No major changes, especially all at once. Little tiny minuscule changes over time that add up eventually to a lifestyle change. And the great thing is, those changes are going to be stuff that you want, stuff that you enjoy, stuff that you can and want to repeat. That's how you get to where you want to go. If this is only a sprint for you, if you want to lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks, you can do that in a very unhealthy, unsustainable way because you have like some kind of event coming up in 2 weeks. Sure, you can do it in a very unhealthy, dangerous way. You're probably gonna put whatever weight you lose, you're probably gonna put it back on after that 2-week period, and it's gonna be more than you probably started with. So instead of being in a rush, being in a hurry, make small changes over time that are then sustainable because you actually genuinely enjoy them. Now, if you have no idea what you should do, where to start, don't feel bad. That's perfectly fine. I mean, there's so much contradicting, information available to you. It's not your fault that you don't know what to do or where to start. Find a plan, a system that sounds like it would be good for you, and start with that system. However, as you go along, as you learn stuff, as you start to make progress, go ahead and modify stuff in that system so that it directly applies to your everyday life. Don't be afraid to play around with it. Don't be afraid to integrate it into your own personal, individual, specific lifestyle. Don't build your lifestyle around that system. Have that system become part of your lifestyle by modifying it the way you need to so that it becomes enjoyable to you, so that there will never be an ending point. There will never be a point where you're like, okay, I have to stop this system because I've now plateaued, because at some point that system will eventually just become part of your lifestyle. And you'll stop looking at it as, oh, I used to be paleo. I started to be paleo. Like last year I started paleo and I lost X amount of weight. And now I've plateaued, and so I'm going to stop being paleo now. No, find a way to modify that. Take parts of it that you like, that work for you, keep them, and then whatever doesn't work for you, whatever you don't like, get rid of that, or figure out how to modify it in a way that it still gives you some kind of benefits or some kind of enjoyment. But the overall goal is to build a lifestyle around eating in a way that you enjoy and is healthy and provides you benefits, and to stick to that throughout the entirety of your life. I've done it. I'm nobody special. It worked for me. It can work for you. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, if you found it helpful, if you think it's going to help convince people to, stop leaning so heavily on those systems in order to lose weight and start building a lifestyle that's actually healthy, then please subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that thanks button down below. When you do, not only does it directly support the channel, but for you, it highlights all of your comments below as well, so they stand out. So for anybody that does hit that thanks button, thank you very much. It really does mean a lot to me. As always, like, share, comment, hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever any of my videos go live. And until then, I'll see you guys next week for another beginning of the year health fitness video.
You should tell them this is beast mode, pushing buttons, I'm a cheat code, give it to them, then I reload. I can walk it like I talk it like the Migos, let me show you how to get it.